Chamber nerf. And I think part of it is because of his rendezvous and a little bit of his ultimate, because it's like you said, he is needed to now play on one site, and he does have his trademark is kind of like Killjoy's turret, where he has to be within a range or it shuts down, which is nice because now Chamber is like, he's like a sentinel. He's like an actual genuine sentinel, whereas before people would play him like a duelist, and the Riot devs kind of like made it so you have to play him like a sentinel instead of being aggressive and playing like a duelist. And for those of you angry about his rendezvous, can I interest you in Yoru or Omen? Like, they both teleport, just probably not as fast, but they teleport.
Exactly.
They teleport.
And, you know, I think people are going to get upset about that no matter what, though. You know, all those Chamber mains out there, like 50% of the Valorant population, because he was so powerful. Of course, a lot of those mains are going to get, you know, upset with that in the first place. But like you said, Yoru's there, Omen's there. They have those strong teleports. And I think that they're separating the fact that, you know, the difference between Chamber being a sentinel and Yoru being a fragger. And so I think it's a great thing that Riot did there, you know, diving in with those nerfs
100%.
there.
Yeah, 100%. And another thing about, like, especially the other, like you said, Chamber's pick rate is probably going to go down, but honestly, that's fine, because we need some other agents, like, we need, like, have them have their time to shine. Especially Harbor. I've never seen Harbor, like, at all.
Yeah, you're right. Harbor, yeah, he's just, like, non-existent at the point there, but you know, also we saw that Viper nerf, and I think that's gonna increase a lot more of those Harbor lock-ins as well.
I'm as a partial Viper main, 100% okay with that Viper pit nerf, just because it was ridiculous how fast you could get out of the pit, get a couple kills, and get back in, and then do it again.
100%. But you know, we see them starting off here. We're gonna see the Crimsons playing a little bit mid here, a little bit on A. Maybe just going for a lurk right now. We're seeing a default here with, of course, Jake playing B as well. Just waiting to see if anyone pushes out on them. Astra Smoke's going down early there. Playing slow, waiting out util as they should. But King finding Astra early, and then a quick trade there by Scrungle, bringing King right back down. Now tied game still here, 4-4. We're hearing some movement over on B. Scrungle still playing mid there. They're trying to make a move here on A, and they're going to find a pick there as well. Now giving them the odds in their favor for the Tempest. Jake getting some shots fired down on him. Getting aggressive on B. Brownie trying to hold his own there. He's got two players in front of him, Jake and Scrungy. They're both 1 HP. Brownie still full. 1-5, 2 there. Securing the first round for the Tempest.
So beautifully, wonderfully played. It seems like they really took up mid space. We had an attempt at a mid push and at a mid take, but unfortunately was not. I saw the dream, did not happen, which is completely fine. And it seems like it looks like King's team is gonna go for the full buy, whereas Rez's team is just gonna go for that save. And let's hope King's team wins, because if they don't win, their eco is screwed.
Yeah, and now we're seeing the Crimsons here getting a little more aggressive. It looks like they're going to narrow down their sights here on A versus that first round. But Rez going down to Brownie early in the round there. Got a little aggressive on the flank there. Was hoping to catch them from the side, but goes down and gets punished for it. But we're still seeing all of the Crimsons here play slow. They're grabbing orb on A, but will they still make a play here, find a push? We're not seeing any rotates yet by the Tempest, but they are slowly leaning towards A there, so that's something Crimsons are gonna have to be aware of if they decide to get aggressive here and make that full push. Scrungle starting to get a jiggle peek out, getting ready for his flash there, and that's gonna go ahead and allow them to start entering and getting detail on site. Giuliano here playing slow, playing back. We're seeing shots traded. Astra util being used. Getting their own teammate here though. Scrungle getting on site, getting that door closed. We're seeing him on. Can Ayelmo hold it? His own there goes down to Jake. Astra getting aggressive here as well. holding that heaven. Unfortunately, gonna lose sight.
Enemy remaining.
They got that spike down there, but that's not going to be enough for them to secure the round there. Tempest quickly coming back from that performance. You know, we saw the Crimsons there. They, like we said, they got on site there with ease, but they just struggled to lock it down. And the Tempest just in unison when taking back site there, making sure they find trades after trades, giving them the second round here of the first half.
Really interesting to see that play. They failed to get that mid push, and they decided to go A. And as we can see, we can do like an educated guess. They're gonna go B, and they're gonna see how well that goes for them. And I think that that King's team is really picking up on it. Tempest knows that they're gonna do this, so they're putting a lot of their resources towards this B site.
Yeah, we're seeing another slightly lean towards B site here this time, but Agony going for a quick pick there. You know, we thought battle stages were out of the picture, but there goes Agony, just finding one, getting aggressive, hopefully finding a second there. But we're seeing trades after trades. Unfortunately, King gonna go down there, but they're finding Scrungle and Fade as well. And now a 4v3. Crimson slowing down on the push there. They thought they could get aggressive on B, but like we said, they got punished for it and unfortunately lost more than they wanted to, trying to get on site there. We're seeing Tempest just lock down and not allowing them to push any further into even B main or A main as we speak here. And that's what's important. A lot of players here decide, you know, they decide to back off too early. They don't fight for those shared points at the beginning of the rounds there. And I think that's why we're seeing Tempest with a lot of success here. They're holding down those connections, holding down those main points. And that's exactly why they're able to find two there, as well as dealing some heavy damage to Jake. And Agony finding another one there. Absolutely giving it his all at the battle stage. Can he find another? And he does. Down to Aster, down to Squire here. And goes down to Agony, finding for that round. You know, like we just said a second ago, we thought the battle stages were out there, but Agony showing up, showing that, you know, we're still in this race. Even though we can't heal, we can still get aggressive. We can be confident with that aim there, and we can secure that third round.
Agony's given us battle stages a great name. 7-0 on round 4. Agony, if you hear this after, I love you. I love you so much. And it looks like we're going to look at this eco real quick. We have no ultimates up and ready, but we are very close to having that Sage Resurrection and the Tour de Force. We do have a full buy on Crimson's team. Is it Crimson? Yeah, it's Crimson.
Yeah, the Crimsons, it looks like they are going to slightly buy here, but they're not going to be able to full buy. So they're going to finally go for a pick here. Getting a lot more aggressive than we've seen there, and finding a pick there, actually finding one with them. But they're going to prosper there and go straight down. We're seeing Tabernacus pop off there, dropping 3 right off the rip as well. I mean, the Crimsons didn't have much choice there on that save round. They're hoping just to go mess with their eco just a little bit while trying to get on site there. And they did. They did find King getting on site, but unfortunately they couldn't find any more in that round, quickly ending, giving them a now 4-0 lead.
Sure, especially I want to talk about the round lead, because I feel like after it gets to like above 3, it's gonna get really hard. It's gonna be really hard for Crimson to come back from this. Whereas Tempest has the advantage with this 4-round lead. It's gonna be still a tad bit difficult. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, and now we're seeing Crimson, though. They're playing a little more fast here, that they know the Tempests are getting aggressive. Damage, they're going down to Brownie's grenade. Unfortunate, but we're seeing the Tempests still lock down those sites there on defense. Brownie closing the door early as well. Interesting play. You know, they saw that they were able to get a pick there while being aggressive on defense. And now they're going to back off because they know that the Crimsons are going to wait that out. They think that they're going to push out, but now they're going to catch them off guard here. Jake is aggressive as well, but finds King. And Brownie quickly finding Fade there as well, though. Trades after trades. Still locking it down on defense, though. Not much action going on for the Crimsons. Like we said, they try to push on site, but we're seeing the Tempest just hold down those connecting points there, and it continues to work for them. So why fix what's not broke there? And it looks like we're seeing a slight A push now, going for the rotate by
30 seconds left.
Going down getting punished for it once again. All down to Jake and Squire here. Getting that plant down, will that be enough? Can't ask for get for Yuto down. No, Ayanu gonna find that pick there. All down to Jake. He's gotta keep his head tight. You know, he's gotta make sure he's playing those 1v1s with the spike down. He just has to play time here. Watching all sorts of angles. We see Agony as well as others, you know, going for spike there in Agony. There it is once again, bringing out that inner battle sage and finding Jake's head before that round could go any further, before their eco could get any more punished.
5-round lead is going to be absolutely detrimental to our attackers over here. It seems like they really can't get a break. The defense is being aggressive, but in a passive way, which is going to be the thing that's going to set them apart, especially with this map and our third. And if we do end up going to our third map, it is going to be something similar to that. And it seems like King's team is just,
you want
they
to
really
play,
know how to
let's
play defense, and it's absolutely crazy.
You're absolutely right here. Now we see Crimson's making their way on site once again. I mean, we can tell Tempest have a lot of experience of locking it down on Ascent defense. What's normally a pretty 50-50 map here, we're seeing Crimson still continue to struggle, and Tempest continuing just to see that chemistry between all 5 of them and able to retake, whether they have to back off or whether they can even just hold down those connections. King going down. This could be Crimson's big break here to get on to a site, but still not pushing up far enough there. They found that detrimental pick, but will that be enough? Going on site finally, hopefully getting that plant down. Can Tempest use their retake abilities to come back here once again? It's now a tied game here, 4-4. Squire getting that spike down on site. Agony with the ball, finds 3. Can he find 4? That is huge play for Tempest. And Tabernacle is finding another. And wow, like we said, again, it's just the retake ability is insane, giving him that 6-0 lead there. But we thought Crimson finally had some leverage. Finding that first pick, it still wasn't enough. Wow.
Jake is the only person to take Agony down so far, and I love Agony for it. 12-1 Agony, that is absolutely beautiful. And it seems like Agony is definitely the one to beat, going 12-1 right now, but Brownie is 7-0, getting really close up there. But the 6-round lead is going to be so damaging, especially to their eco. They can barely buy enough as it is. Whereas over here, they're able to full buy and then some for next round.
And yeah, exactly that. You said they're up 6-0 here, and Valorant is such a momentum game, and I think that's why we're playing Tempest with such success here in the first half there. Getting very aggressive. Rez going for an aggressive play there with the ultimate. Not able to find one though. They do get trades after trades once again, unfortunately. Lifted up there. Squire looks like he's going for it, but can he get it off? He's going to be a big play for Crimson's 4v4, but tied game here quite quickly. But Ayanu and Tabernacle is quickly firing back there, finding 2 more. And now a 4v1 once again, all down to Strungle, getting aggressive on site there, flagging himself. Unfortunately, takes one down with him before he goes down. Unlucky for Strungle. I mean, it just again, rinse and repeat from Tempest there, and now going into the lead here, 7-0.
My goodness, this half is gonna be absolutely ruined. Like, Rez has to come up with something different, because obviously what they're doing, it is just simply not working. And honestly, it's kind of hard, especially with King's team over here. They're dominating the absolute crap out of Rez's team. And it just seems like they're just made for defense. They're just made for defense. And Rez's team, their eco, they cannot keep losing. If they keep losing, even if someone is picked off, their eco is not gonna be too great.
Crimson just hoping to find at least one round here to give them back some momentum that they've been looking for. Now trying to go for mid control, mixing it up a little bit here. But Agony quickly finds Struggle once again, but traded there by Rez on the flank. Now it's looking like they're getting aggressive, leaning towards A here through mid, but they got that Sage Wall slowing them down. Ayanu still playing back in health here, waiting for the push. And, you know, we're continuing to see Crimson slow down from those pushes, almost as if they're frightened that they're just going to have some util just waiting for them. And Ayanu preparing to use that ultimate to keep them off. And using it early. Quite the game sense there by Ayanu. They're ready to push. Wow, Fade just hardly finding the head there of Tabernacle.
Face your fear!
Have to back off that fatal crucial for Crimson's first round here. We're now seeing them in the lead with 4-2. This just might be the most leverage Crimsons have had this entire game here. And they have to take advantage of it, leaving Brownie all alone here with Rez finding Ayanu on site there. Brownie's gonna have to find these one-on-ones.
Could this be their round?
This could be their round. You're absolutely right.
This could very much be their round.
But, you know, we've seen Brownie pop up this game. I mean, he hasn't even died yet. And will this be the first time he falls? Or will he be able to clutch up this 1v4? Spike still ticking slowly here, allowing Brownie to take some time to find ahead. They do know where he is. That nade is going to put away his position. So we see Squire and we see Fade there just bounce. And he goes for the play there like he had to, but could not find Rez's head there. Unfortunate for Brownie. But that's, yeah, go ahead.
Difficult. That was honestly that was so difficult, especially with Brownie, because as much as I love Brownie, as much as I'm rooting for Brownie, that was hard. We had 4 people alive as a 4v1, 2 were holding main, 2 were under heaven. There was no way that Brownie could peek anywhere and survive.
And not even to mention the fact that they had that Astra util just waiting to use that pull in case he did somehow manage to find 3 there. He still would have had to play quickly against that time, and it was just going to be a tough outcome for Brownie. But now going into the 9th round, Jake playing slow over here as well. We're seeing them Crimsons use the default strategy once again here. We continue to see them play slow, and they continue to mix up their playstyle round after round, just trying to find something that works. But Jake gotta find a pick there that could be a big moment for the Crimsons. We saw what happened last round. They found those picks early. And there goes another Red, finding another pick there on Astro, which is huge for util. And now at 5v2, we're seeing them with a lot of momentum there. Like we said earlier, momentum is everything in this game. That one round from last game, there could be all it takes for Crimson to come back. Finding Ayanu, leaving Brownie all alone. And once again, a 1v5 this time, though. This guy's going to have to find an ace if he wants to come out on top here. Crimson locking it down, using their util. They know where Brownie's at there. They're just waiting. And wow, look at that util usage by AO, getting him through the ground there and then going straight down to struggle because of it.
That was insane. It seems like they found the momentum. They got that one round and they're like, hey, this is it. This is our time to shine. And especially after taking down Brownie for that 1v4 and then Brownie again for that 1v5, they're like, we got this in the bag. And it looks like King's team their eco is the one that's struggling right now, whereas Rez's team they're going for it. They can buy this round and barely buy next round. So maybe I'm thinking maybe a 9-3 half. Maybe.
Yeah, it could be, you know, but at the same time, like you said, King's team not being able to full buy here, those 2 rounds could have been enough for the Crimsons to start bringing themselves back into this race here. Now, once again, playing default like we saw last round. You know, it worked for them, so why would they change it? They need to find what works for them, and, you know, even though it took 7 losses against the Tempest here, they're now starting to find it here, and will that be enough? Finding Agony early, that's going to be a big pick there. Fade quickly, getting trades from King. King knocking down Rez there. It's 4v3. Crimson still have that leverage, still have that 4-to-3 ratio. Still trying to play through that Astra util. Very bold by Fade. And continues to go with it as well, using that util. And they find the pick, they find Astra. That's vital for them securing the round here. 4-2, they just have to get that spike down. Brownie once again playing heaven. And he finds one though, he does, he finds Squire, big, he finds 2! Is that gonna be enough? Brownie going down, Ayanu finding trades after trades. They're now a 1v1 situation. Ayanu versus Jake here with the spike down though. Ayanu has some time there, and it looked like she was going for the fake, but unfortunately, Jake was ready for that and quickly found her head, giving him the 3rd round.
Seems like Jake and Agony are definitely the people to beat. They're definitely the people to take down, and especially Brownie. Brownie and Agony seem like they have this really good like they have this good chemistry going on. Like they're able to like just pick everything up, which is amazing because there's always those two players on a team that are absolutely just chef's kiss together.
You're absolutely right, and you know, I think we're starting to notice a pattern here, watching as Agony goes down early or Jake going down early tends to lead towards the momentum for the team that was able to knock down the throne, knock down the king of their team there. And so will they be able to find Agony against here? I think Crimson's trying to find that kill. I mean, Jake against Agony knows that she's over there, saw that wall go down, but Agony backing off there, playing slow, doesn't want to give herself up too early this round, because she knows how vital she is, how key she is for the team's success over on Tempest. We're seeing some default there, but a lot leaning towards mid for the Crimsons. Playing slow. We're seeing a lot of back and forth right now. Just a lot of preparations for what the Crimsons decide to do here, whether they push hard A, or whether they push hard B, or whether they play slow. And that has to be big. That's gonna be huge. And they're gonna take advantage of that. Brownie though, finding trades there. No cover for Agony's loss. Now a 3v1 though. What we thought Crimson was looking strong there after finding Agony, unfortunately just got traded. Brownie especially there did not hold back after seeing Agony go down. They're giving them their 8th round for the Tempests.
Fridge, I'm telling you. Fridge, I'm telling you. It's a 9-3. I'm telling you, bro.
If it is 9-3, this is not looking good for the Tempests. Wow.
No, I'm just excited that I almost got it right. But anyways, it seems like
I mean, so
the
far,
ultimate...
you know, you might just have some hidden sense.
My intuition.
Exactly.
You know, Fridge, it's called being a caster. Eventually,
you want to play? Let's play.
That Tuna Force is scary. Actually, the Tuna Force isn't as scary as it was before the nerf. So actually, I do not know how to play it because I have casted for a chamber since the nerf, and I haven't played against a chamber since, because it's like after the nerf. So this is the first time for me.
You know, maybe Jake is thinking more tactical than just, you know, about the chamber nerf, but whether, you know, to show the strong suits that chamber has there and throw the other team off. Maybe they weren't not expecting, you know, the Crimsons to rock the chamber here, and now they got to play off that. They got to be ready. But we see Crimsons over here making their way slowly onto A there. Brownie trying to hold them off, slow them down with that nade, forcing them to back off once again, going towards mid. Hopefully they can find a pick here. Rez getting aggressive, pushing up. Can she find Scrungle though? Sorry, you guys. My bad. Sorry to mix up those names there. We're seeing a lot of slow gameplay here though at the moment, and I think the Crimsons, the rounds they have found so far are when they played slow and when they played default and just went for those picks there. But now with 20 seconds left, they got to get aggressive towards A here, making their way on, using that fatal to their advantage. And Jake ready for a flank there as well. They got to get the spike down. 12 seconds remaining. Scrungle sticking it out there. And it's 4v3 though. They have the odds. They have that spike down. They don't have to as a team. Wow. But, you know, still all from the looks of it. And, you know, we see Brownie pop off here as well. Last time he was almost able to secure a spot there for Tempest. Going over to heaven here. Trying to clear that hell spot. Agony making her way over, but goes down to Jake. Jake lurking has worked out for him. His team going down there, but he has to make a play. They're on that spike there, and he cannot go fast enough. You know, he had to make a play there. Brownie forced that decision out of him. He had to go for that risky swing there, but Brownie prospering because of it.
Switching sides.
I told you, Fridge.
Wow. Your game sense is immaculate, Cindy. Wow.
Okay, here's the funny part. My game sense is out there, but I'm actually really bad. I'm a silver with carpal tunnel in both of my wrists. I got nerfed. I got IRL nerfed.
Well, that doesn't nerf the fact that you're a fortune teller, because now it is 9-3. Wow, look at that.
No way I got nerfed like that, but you know what? If I can't dominate the leagues, I'll cast.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes, you know. Yeah, honestly, like you said, if you can't make it, if you can't be competing, you might as well cast it. That's what they say. So now we're seeing this. Yeah, oh, little more aggressive there, but Rez gonna find 2 with the nade. That's gonna be a strong start. Wow. Okay, and now we see Ayanu playing slow here, still looking like they want to stick to that B push here. But they're just, it looks like maybe they're waiting time, maybe trying to fake the rotate here. But we're seeing Jake, Scrungle, and Squire push on out. Getting aggressive, and you know, we saw that not work out so well for them while they were attacking, while they were getting aggressive. But, you know, maybe they're hoping for a change here on defense. Agony playing slow as well, trying to lurk on over here. Doesn't know that she could be in the proximity of Jake's crosshair. And will she go down there? She does. Jake finds her once again, now putting them in a 2v4 situation. Ayanu finding Rez there, but finding 2 with his grenade before he went down. Ayanu finding the plant there, but 1 HP. Tabernacle is taking some wallbang damage there by Jake. Look at that game sense that we're seeing. Jake playing patient, found Agony, but can't find another. Finds the head of Tabernacle, but cannot find Ayano. But Squire quickly on the return fire there, securing the first round of the half there for the Crimsons. Well played.
Crazy. Those oh my god, those picks from Rez, like immediately right off the bat leaned this in their favor, because I don't know who died, but like that util could have been going to get on site, or just to hold back the retake. Unfortunately, it was not able to use that util, which is giving them that leg up, especially because towards the end of last half they were able to really and they're running with it.
Well, you're absolutely right. What we see a lot of here, you know, going from defense to offense and offense to defense is a whole different ball game, and it's looking like the Crimsons are going to show that here, finding that first round, showing that, you know, the game's not over yet. Whoever can get situated here first and find their groove can really take over this game, and that 9-3 curse could become real. The biggest nightmare for Tempest at the moment. And Crimson's still locking it down, though, slowing them down here. We're seeing a lot of default here from both teams while playing attacking.
Spike is still in their spawn, so I'm not sure if they're going to really. Yeah, no, it looks like they're definitely going to
Ayano, gonna find that real quick. Make sure he's on top of that in case they do have a fast break there. Would be unfortunate if they saw the Spike still in their spawn. Agony, though, finding Jake. That's gonna be a big pick for them. For the Tempest here, making their way over towards B.
They've got 30 seconds left on the clock. They have to make a play, because these teams like kind of a little risky, especially with that 20 seconds left in the plant at 12. Ooh.
And King find one, though, finds Rez there, but cannot find Fade. That trade, though, could be used for the Tempest. Now 2 to 3 of those are outnumbered here, but they have that Spike down. They just have to play slow. Getting Fade eye.
Last player.
Fade finding one, finds 2 there. That's going to be 3 for Fade, giving him now a 10th round of the half there. What did you say there, Cindy?
What in the run and gun was that?
Yeah, that was insane.
I mean, a win's a win, bro. I mean, take your win and run with it. But what the fuck? Dude, if I was in my lobbies, I would probably want to cry. But you know what? That's completely okay, because Fade probably feels like on top of the world right now after getting the 3K and winning the round for their team. Honestly, I don't really want to cry or like celebrate them, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna talk about it. So we're gonna talk about the eco and the ults, because I've been lacking a little bit on that, and that's part of my job. So we've got Ayana with a lockdown. That's actually really interesting. That's actually pretty big for, especially on attack, they can just push out and definitely get all that information and get all this space. Whereas with the eco, it's like, it could be better, but it's very disadvantage.
But hey, you know, Red still can't find the pick there with the carry. That's not allowing him to get a better gun early off in the round here. The Tempests in this round, but the Crimsons still 5 to 3 here. Getting on site. The Tempest are going to get that spike down. Crimsons, can they play that retake like the Tempest did on defense? That's the question. Brownie low HP there, holding that door. Fade going down to Brownie. Brownie just continuing to just like, play his skill there, but goes down there to Swungle. Trying to find that last pick there though. Ayanu hanging on by a thread and unfortunately losing once again another round. And like I said earlier, from defense to offense, offense to defense, we see these teams pop off, and that 9-3 curse is living up to its word for the Crimson so far. It's looking strong now, 9-6.
We can really see what their strengths are as a team and what their weaknesses are as a team. And I feel like especially the important part of scrims is to understand what those are, just so you can not only better yourself but also minimize the advantage that the enemy team will have.
You're absolutely right there. This is definitely a good learning opportunity for both teams. Find you know, what errors they make during these games here, other while still getting that competitive aspect of it. But Brownie's quickly getting on site there, using that frenzy to find a pick, taking Red down with it. The Rays slaying the Rays, and now we see the Tempest here quickly just holding on to A here. Can they get their first round of the second half though? That's the question. Now tied game here. Agony finds the head of Strungle. 4v3, holding down that site still. We're seeing a lot of aggressive plays here from both teams. But now the Tempest just have to play slow here, play that spike. But Fade finding Agony. Jake finding Ayanu. Will there be enough finds too? Unfortunately, Tempest cannot hold their own there. Tabernakis, though, living up to a one-man army. And wow, unfortunate, though, for Squad. You're not able to find that pick in time, giving Tempest their first round of the second half there.
That was, honestly, that was pretty well played, especially just because of the advantage, not the ultimate, anyways, the advantage that that Rez's team was able to grab, especially because the momentum from playing on attack just and winning those rounds carried on into defense. Whereas Agony and Brownie are still the people to beat. They're still literally, it's like, I feel like it's a Brimstone line. It's like they're literally the king of this hill. I think it's a Brimstone. I'm 100%, 99% sure. But it looks like Jake just went up and popped the tour de force.
But, you know, and we're seeing Brownie, though, still kind of hang out on the top there. We saw him, you know, he was middle of the leaderboard earlier this game, but even taking the throne for his team here as their top fragger, 19-7. We've seen him entry like a madman on offense, but so far they just haven't been able to hold down the spike here. Entering is not their problem right now. It's their maintenance. It's how long they're able to hold off time and win these rounds on offense, and it's coming into the advantage at this point. We're seeing a lot of good retake from both teams, and obviously, you know, we are in a scrim here, both separate teams, but still on the same team, if you know what I mean here. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of strong suits on when it comes towards retaking on defense, backing off when they have to, but still holding on to site as long as they can here. And we're seeing a lot more struggle on offense from both sides and both players. So we're seeing where they have to work on here. But here goes Tempest getting on site there once again. But will they succeed in holding it down this time?
You should run.
No, there they go. Fade finding another. All down to Tabernakis and Ayanu once again here. Their advantage and quickly going down by Rez and Squire, cutting off the round before it goes any further. They want to bring themselves back in here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Now going to 7-10 game.
Jake is a borderline god with that tour de force, especially after the nerf, because I feel like because originally you were able to just like shoot almost one after the other. The reload was not the reload. The scope in was quicker than an op, but it had the fire rate of a Marshall before the nerf. But I don't know my takes on this. I mean, it's still pretty good if you're a solid player. But if you were relying on Chamber fully for the util and not because of your gun skill, then you need that.
And, you know, in a sense, I think people are focusing on the nerfs of Chamber, but at the same time, that Rendezvous, although it did give you more space and more area to cover and teleport to, it does allow easier use just having that one Rendezvous, and still allows you to be aggressive on those first peaks, depending on the side you're playing. And we're seeing Jake do a lot of that here on defense. But now Agony getting that spike down on site. Holding his trigger, waiting to pop out. Finds that as Scrungle, but just not going to be enough there. And Scrungle finding Brownie before he can get off another right click there. Agony still trying to get down here on defense. Will that be enough though? Getting bombarded by the Crimsons. I mean, wow. Wow, the retake is insane, and we can tell this is the strong suit of both teams. You know, we continue to see them allow the offense, the attackers, to get on site there because they're so confident in their retake ability, and it continues to show here with the Crimsons finding 4 rounds already out of the 5 in the second half here. That every single round they've continued to allow them on site and then just proceed to sandwich and find pick after pick there, giving them another 8th round.
It's definitely unfortunate that Tabber was pushed out so far because he was relying pretty heavily on that star that was put there for post plant. But I mean, I feel like, especially with a deagle, there's not much you can do for literally playing retake simulator. And I don't know, that ultimate on which team was that? On Khazix's team is definitely pretty good. What? Okay. Okay.
So the Crimson once again getting on site there. Sorry, the Tempest is getting on site here once again, but unfortunately Agony and Brownie, the 2 key players, going down early in the round here. So the question to Tabernakis, Ayanu, and King hold it down. They do have a lot of util, so that could be enough. Spike is now down. They just have to play time here. We'll see King get aggressive there. Finds the head, but Ayanu finding the finish there on Fade Rez. Finding trade after trade was getting Tabernakis all alone. Aggressive in the smoke there, runs through. Was able to find one there, but quickly going down to Rez's hands there with the Sharon. And wow, what a comeback we're seeing here at the moment with the Crimsons coming all the way back here from that 9-3 curse, and now is going on 9-10 here. Hopefully they can tie it up here going into this 20th round.
What I've noticed is that Tabber is one of the last people alive, and I'm not saying Tabber is a bad player. He's fantastic, but it's just his. I feel like it might be his teammates might be, well, it's attack, but they might be a little bit too aggressive. But then again, it's attack, so how aggressive can you be or not be? Which is, I don't know. I just confuse myself. It's fine. It's fine. But, I don't know. I've got my eye on Tabber for a little while.
I agree. You know, we are seeing Tabern alone here a lot. But I think the issue here, and I think last round said a lot. It gave us a lot of what's going on with the Tempests here so far. Is that I think the Sentinels are maybe getting a little too aggressive here, and the reason we're seeing Tabernakis the last alive is because he's the only one trying to back off and play that post plant. And you know, from defense, they like to play that retake, they like to get aggressive, and they like to find those kills, and they're struggling to find the opposite of that situation on offense so far. But now, as we see here, Jake going down early. That's not the most fortunate situation for the Crimsons in the beginning of the round here. Rez holding sight, playing back boat here, waiting for it to pounce on a finds one, but goes down to Brownie's operator there, getting the spike down. This could be a big round here for the Tempest. Now they have the odds and I was about to say they have the odds there, but Scrungle quickly finding one, but there goes Agony. And that Rez decides they still want to have the leverage that they were looking for. Maybe a well-done headshot there, but Brownie knocking down Squire, a 4v2. They have B-site locked down, and it's tough for the Crimson. One finds two. but unfortunately goes down to Agony, one of the key players we've seen this game, just quickly shutting it down. They said no more to that losing streak, bringing them back up 11-9.
I mean, they haven't. They're still putting up a fight, which honestly, I can respect. After that comeback, it was I wouldn't say it was a comeback of a lifetime. It was definitely a comeback to beat. And it seems like everyone's eco is a little screwed up. That's okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. The eco is definitely something that you gotta, wing it a lot of times here. It's not something that you can necessarily plan for, because you can't plan whether you're gonna win or lose a round there. So I 100% agree with what you're saying here. But now we're seeing a lot more slower play by the Tempests. We saw an aggressive B push there, but it looks like they don't want to go off of what worked for them last round. They want to go back to that default, maybe find a pick here. We see Agony with just a stinger all alone. Hopefully finds a pick there. Jake, though, knocking Brownie down early. That's going to be a big pick for defense. It's going to be tough once those numbers go down, because on attacking, the most important thing is the number advantage you have, whether you can take advantage of that 5v2 situation on site. But there goes Agony as well. Brownie and Agony, both the top players, going down once again. King getting knocked down quickly after. Wow, Tabernac is popping off mines too. 1v2 situation, really take a wild shot there through the smoke to not necessarily find Fate's head. Still nice though, still strong on HP there. Strong on util, but will he be able to pull off that fake there? Gonna get scouted out. Using that pull advantage though, will that be enough for him to find another head? Unfortunately though, goes down to Fade there. Tabernac is popping off, but unfortunately a one-man army isn't always the best situation for the Tempests.
As you said, Tabber is a whole army by himself. A single, like you said, a one-man army. We love that for Tabber, and how he's playing is absolutely amazing, because he's kind of able to just pick up what his team can't hold, which is nice in the long, like shortcoming, but in the long run, there's only so much Tabber can handle.
And as an Astra main myself here, and let me actually lead into the segue here. Not only are teams necessarily stronger or weaker when it comes to offense or defense on certain maps, but there's also players, and you have to think about that. And Tabernac is looking like one of the stronger players here for the Tempest when it comes to that offense. And as an Astra main myself, personally, I feel like it tends to be easier for Astras to play that offense in the first place. It's easier for them 100%. To play off their team and play that post play, and I think that's why we're seeing Tabernac pop off a lot here. But wow, Strungle finding 3 off the rip there. Rez finding a 4th, leaving Tabernac all alone to a 1v5, a Sheriff, and a Dream. And wow, Rez just does not want that round to go any longer. They've got places to be. They've got rounds to be won here, and now tying up the game after we saw the Crimsons be in a deficit of rounds there throughout the entire game. They're coming back up here and now tying the game back up 11-11.
That was beautiful. I enjoyed that round. That round was quick. That round was fairly easy for them. And I could see this going to overtime, just because of how both teams are playing. Both teams don't really want to give this up, at least not yet. And I admire their persistence.
Exactly, and persistence is key there, and that is very important because we don't want to see teams give up too early, and this is exactly why. This is a perfect example. The Crimsons, what we thought was going to be a rough game for them, they brought it back though, 11-11, and Jake though finding King early. It seems like King is just getting the work put in on him this game. This entire, from round after round going down early. Unfortunate events for King here, but now 5v4 still. Ayanu playing back here, trying to play slow as well. Gets scouted out by that Fade dog. Will that be enough? And there goes Fade, popping off once again, but getting traded by Tabernacus. Jake finding Brownie. That's going to be a big kill there. Finds Tabernacus. Once again, huge picks there by Jake. all down to Agony. Does she have what it takes? Unfortunately, that Sage nerf not allowing her to heal herself up all the way, in Jake finding 4 there that game. Wow, 27 and 15. That's insane by Jake.
Jake, stop it right now. Holy, that was amazing, that 4K right there. And I swear to God, this man flicked. This man flicked with Agony's head. And I feel so bad for Agony because they did not stand a single chance. But oh my God. Crazy.
That was insane.
I'm baffled.
Wow.
I'm baffled. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, one person we've seen so consistent this entire game, no matter the side that they're playing, was Jake. He's been popping off from the beginning and continues to pop off on defense here. And it's finally starting to work out for him, giving them finally the lead they've been looking for. But now playing slow through the Astra smoke. Jake finds 1, finds 2. Wow, what a flick there.
Not giving up.
Just a one-man army is a brick wall there that they cannot break. They cannot tumble it over. Jake finds 1, 2, maybe even 3 before he tends to go down there. Wow, it's such a struggle and such a key player for this game, and such a struggle, like I was saying, for the Tempests to knock him down. And wow, this could be it for the Tempest. King, though, finding a pick. It's gonna be huge. That's Jake for him, but now he's in a 1v4 situation, getting fataled as well. This guy does not know what anything is around him, getting flashed or getting absolutely obliterated there. Winning the round. What a comeback for the Crimsons.
That was honestly GG's to both teams. That was honest. That was beautiful. That was not only the most aggressive game that I've casted for, but that was one of my favorites. All these plays that we saw and all these plays that we were able to witness firsthand was amazing. And it's going to be very, because especially this next game, I think we're going to do a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll get back into it. But I just want to talk about the game real quick. Oh my God, that was beautiful. That was insane. That was crazy.
And wow, Jake able to find 30 there as well. I mean, from the start. And I said it earlier, we see teams as well as players themselves have stronger suits when it comes to offense or defense, but Jake's such a consistent player throughout the game. I mean, wow, it didn't matter whether he was on offense or defense. He was still holding his own in that battle between Agony, and then that battle against Brownie when it switched to the second half there didn't change Jake's performance. And that was such a key moment for the Crimsons.
That was crazy. So I think we're gonna go to our 5-minute break real quick, just so we can get our bearings together. What do you think, Fridge?
Yeah, I think it's about time to take our 5 here. And guys, we will be right back for the second game as soon as you know it. So stay tuned.
Alrighty, so welcome back to our second game on Bind, and I'm so excited because this map has been near and dear to my heart since it came out. So we are going to just get right into it. I'm joined back with Fridge.
Yeah, how are we doing? And I agree with you 100% on Bind. Such an amazing map from the start.
I just dubbed you with a nickname, and now you're stuck with it.
That is all good. Call me Fridge. I let the homies call me Fridge is what I usually like to say. And so you are all welcome.
Let's go. Let's go.
You are indeed a homie here now.
All right, let's see. It looks like Tower was going for that Astra hover like he did play last game, but it looks like he's just gonna stick to the smokes. Honestly, that's fine. I love a man who sticks to smokes. And it looks like Jake is once again, I think we have the same lineup, except Scrungle isn't going KO. We have the same lineup for Rez's team. But it looks like it's differing just a little bit. Because we have Tabber on Brim. And then I think King also played KO.
Yeah, King did indeed play KO. So we're seeing a little bit more variety, but still a couple of the same players, like Jake playing Chamber as well.
I think officially I can say that Jake scares me just a tad bit because especially after the nerfs, he was able to go 30 and 16. Do you know how many? Okay, Fridge, do you wanna know how many first bloods Jake got?
Yeah, I would love to know.
6. He got 6.
Wow. Yeah, that's not someone you want to run to in the beginning of the round. That's for sure.
Scrungle got 4.
Wow.
And then for first bloods, Brownie got 4, and then Agony got 3. But Jake scares me. I don't like this man. Like, I wouldn't want to play against him, but if he was on my team, would not complain.
Watching this.
Would
not complain. Fun to play with, but scary to play against is usually how it goes. And Jake is a perfect definition of that. But will he be able to hold to his own here? Playing Bind, you know, Ascent could have just been a strong map for him. Some players have favorites when it comes to those maps here. So that's the question. Will Jay continue to drop 30 bombs or will he crumble?
Honestly, I'm praying for the uprising. But another stat that scares me is, you know, Lotion, he played Fade.
Yeah, okay. Oh, his name's Lotion.
Assists.
Okay.
That's how I'm pronouncing it. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it.
Well, his name is just not there on my screen, so I don't know.
Oh my god, is it not?
No, anyway, it's not. That's why I've been calling him Fade.
Okay. He got 19 assists.
Wow, that's that's crazy.
Goodbye. That just means he's using his util correctly, and I love that.
You're absolutely right here, but now we're seeing Rez's team here, also known as the Crimsons, starting off on attack once again. And pushing up on a short a little bit here. Fade using her util to her advantage to try to scout out a couple players before they get on site here. We got a couple going through showers as well. We got Jake as well as Scrungle, 2 first blood players that you mentioned earlier. Together is definitely a scary duo. And still slowly playing shower, just waiting for an opportunity. Some hefty damage dealt from both sides there, but not enough to find a pick yet. Still 45 seconds here left on the clock. And there goes King. Gonna be the first one to go down this game. Rez finding another. Will more go down? There goes Agony as well. Trades after trades after trades here. 3v1 situation, leaving Ayanu all alone for the retake. Grungle being low, 1 HP, as well as Fade here. Ayanu just needs to find and connect one bullet to both those players to bring himself back in the race here. Getting close here, getting heated though. About to be in the line of fire of Fade, but quickly finds him and quickly downs once another player for the team here. Trying to pop off by himself, using that alarm bot to his advantage, going for the fake there. Dodging Scruggle's flash, it's gonna be huge. Finds Scrungle, now a 1v1, but he does no longer have any time to fake, and he's gonna have to try to find Squire's head, and finds it, but that's not gonna be enough for Ayanu. We thought he was about to bring the Tempest back in there, but Crimson's looking strong here, starting their momentum and starting off their morale as an attacking team here, strong in the second game.
I was honestly, I saw the plays, but it looks like right here, Squire is going Astra once again. We love an Astra main. I love Astra mains. Near and dear to my heart. They're the most cracked and scary motherfuckers ever.
I love that. I love that.
They're really going for it, and I think I don't know. Squire has the plays. He has. I'm telling you, the plays are there.
He does indeed have the plays, and those Astra players always just have some weird, renowned game sense from what we've seen in Valorant, and that's why Squire could be an issue here for King's team here on the second game. But we're seeing them play slow. It's looking like Rez are going to go ahead and rinse and repeat here on A, and unknowingly, but weirdly enough, no one on A. This is going to be a free site take for the Crimsons. Wow, I don't know what this strategy is from Tempest. Maybe they were just trying to take a gander, take a wild guess, and win the lottery with that B stack, but unfortunately, that's not going to work out for them. Agony quickly going down, as well as King and Ayanu. Wow, Squire, Scrungle both finding picks and quickly winning that round, giving them the second round of the half there. That force was huge, but it was a bold play, and honestly could have been a big play if the Crimsons decided to go B there. But unfortunately, that save round for the Tempest was going to get them nowhere. Going on to the third round.
That force that they had really ended up in their favor, which is great because that's what force rounds are for. But it could have gone a completely different way if guns were taken off their bodies. Their eco would have been a little screwed over. Whereas King's team, just Team Tempest could have been just a little bit up, but their eco's still a little bit. It's crappy. So I'm gonna be honest.
You're absolutely right, and you know the Tempest, they are going to have a better buy this round here, but the Crimsons have this bonus, and they know that they have a little bit of room for error. Whether they lose this round or not, they're still going to be able to force up and buy that next round here. But we see 3 going to wait for that A short push here, with Jake hopefully maybe finding a pick here, at least baiting them out on B and causing a couple to rotate. And it looks like it might just work for them, because we're seeing some players here lean over, but they're still going to play slow. Slow start to the third round here. Just waiting for a slip up from either team. Unfortunately, Rez was going to go down early there, but they still have numbers when it comes to attack. They have a 4v3 here on A site, and whether they decide to push it, they're still going to have those numbers, and they're going to go off of that Scrungle flash, but getting flanked by King and trading him quickly though. 2v4, Scrungle looking low. Fade still looking strong here, but is that going to be enough? Fade finds the trade there for Scrungle. 1v3 situation. Spike not down, and Brownie gonna bring the Tempests right back into this game. Now a 1-2 situation.
Hold on. I just died. It seems like this is going to be a completely different game like we saw last game, because the first game we saw, they had like a, I'm going to say like a 7
7-0. They had a 7-round lead.
Huge round lead. But it seems like Tempest and Crimson aren't really going to let that happen. It seems like they're not at odds with each other, but they are. That momentum they had from last game is definitely, it's keeping up. And hopefully they won't get that 3-round lead. That is going to be detrimental to their ego and just their mental. So we'll see.
You know, and it also could definitely do with the map. I mean, Bind could 100% be either attack-sided or defensive-sided. Just depends on the team at the end of the day. But Rez taking some hefty damage there. Going to force them to back off. But we're still seeing the Crimsons hold strong there. Gonna get Rez healed all the way back up by Scrungle. Will they go ahead and commit to another A push, though? It did work 2 out of the 3 times so far, and those ratios could be something that they're sticking with, and they might still play Agony holding a tight angle here, though, and Shower hoping to find just a lurker from the Crimsons, moving towards Shower, and a couple still playing short, though. They're stacking up heavy on A still with a 3 stack. Will Agony use any abilities here? Unfortunately, not going to have a wall there. Going over to Ayanu, though. Getting some pressure pushed down on A short. Scrungle finding Agony. That's going to be a huge pick there. using that ult to his advantage as well. Tabernakis finds one, gonna have to whip out the pistol. Not gonna be enough to find Squire, and quickly knocking him straight back down in a 4v2 situation. Gonna allow them to get that spike down on site. And Squire dealing some hefty damage to Brownie there as well. King, though, coming from the ashes, finds Rez. Can he find Fade, though? Finds Fade as well there, while bringing them straight back to a 1v1 when they were just doubled in players. Now just Squire versus King. Squire knows he's not on spike there. He heard that walk up from King. King finds the body there of Squire, though. Squire unfortunately had no more stars to work with and to play that post plant and use those poles, giving King just a little bit more of an advantage in that situation to play aggressive on that low HP Astra, securing another round for the Tempest and putting them back into a tie game.
This, I want to say it might go into overtime, but at the same time, it doesn't really seem that way. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of this game because you can only tell so much from like 5 rounds in. And this is different. It's so different from last game.
You're absolutely right. It's definitely different because we saw that 7-0 lead in a struggle, in a fight to even find a single round on offense. But here with the Crimson starting off, catching that first round dub while playing attack once again here. So I think we're looking at a whole other game when it comes down to it. Agony finding Scrungle there, though. That's going to be a huge pick for defense. But will they continue to be aggressive over from the Crimson side? Agony trying to find another, deal some hefty damage, finds one, finds two. That's going to be 3 on the leaderboard for Agony. And Ayanu returning as well, finding Jake there, bringing them right back into the norms for the Tempest there. You know, we normally see them being strong on defense, and here goes Agony continuing to be a battle phase, and Ayanu as well, just continuing to frag out as a Killjoy. Now giving them the lead here after that 2-0 deficit they were in earlier. What a comeback so far, and what a game.
They're getting their ultimates a lot faster, so their deaths and their kills are definitely, they're like starting to, like, I don't know what the word is for it, rack up. It's like starting to rack up because we already have the lockdown, Resurrection, Nightfall on King's team, and then on Rez's team we have Nightfall as well, but we're also getting ready for that Showstopper and Tour de Force.
You're absolutely right. We're seeing a lot more action coming showers this time around here. It looks like they just really loved to push A from the Crimsons. But, you know, I think that the Tempests are starting to realize that, and they're slowly starting to bring that hefty pressure and fight for those spots such as A short and showers so they don't quickly get pushed off this time around here. And the Crimsons are going to have to realize that they can't just continue to play A here because, you know, from the Tempest, we're seeing them live and learn and find out ways to play against that, which is what brought them back from the Ashes in the first place. But we're seeing some Astra util go down by Squire. Starting to set up their push there. That Fade gonna give away Ayanu's position, as well as the Fade ultimate there. Gonna get them on site, but that's not gonna be enough for Tabernakis. Rez finding a pick there, but getting traded. 3v4 situation. Crimson's looking strong, but Ayanu trying to return fire with his ultimate as well. Will that be enough? No, it will not be. Wow, what an aggressive play there by the Crimsons. They did not let Ayanu slow them down there. They quickly pressed that before any other decisions could be made, and that's leaving Ayanu all alone here in a 1v3. Fade, Astra, or should I say Squire, still looking strong on the HP, but Scrungle still looking low. Getting aggressive, though, that's not going to slow him down. And Ayanu just hardly missing shots there, finds the head, but that's not gonna be what it takes for him to secure the round there. Back to a tied game.
It was definitely a hard fight to take because I don't know, knew where Scrungle was, but Scrungle was literally not having it. This man was like defying death, like I want to say like 3 times. It was insane, and he just wasn't giving it up. But honestly, respect. And I feel like Squire and definitely Ayana was gonna be the one to beat this game. Whereas Agony and Brownie are still up there in frags, but not as dominant.
And, you know, like you talked about earlier, how such a strong player such as Astra could be a game changer, especially on attack. And Squire is living up to that word here. While being on attack, he's top fragging as Astra, as we see. And now getting aggressive here on Shower once again. Crimsons have some sort of weird relationship with a site, but can you blame them? It is such an easy site to get onto if you can master it. But slowly rotating over towards B here. Unfortunately, they're not going to expect that lurk from King. He's hoping to catch him off guard here with the slow walk. They probably don't expect this to be out, but hopefully we wish the best for Crimson, whether they're checking their angles or not. And will King be able to find 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4? But unfortunately, going to get scouted out by that Fade Dog there. Using his ultimate to his advantage, though, slowing them down, allowing his team to rotate. Finds Squire. That's going to be a big pick there, but one shot away from failure now. King has to play safe here. Going to find some util on the Fade, but quickly goes down. But will that Brim ultimate, that Hellfire, be enough? Rungle getting some heals, just trying to recuperate themselves for a retake here on the B. It looks like they need to commit, though, with 12 seconds left on the clock. Using that Strungle ultimate to their advantage. Now a 2v3 situation. Will they get the spike down? They're going to get it off, but leaving Jake all alone to a 1v3 situation. Ayanu quickly ending his reign.
I mean, at least they got the spike down, because now that they have that additional eco, it's especially because of how close these rounds are getting. It's important to get as much eco as you can get, whether it be frags, picking up guns, getting spiked down using util. It's definitely important because it's close. This game scares me because it's close, and Scrungle is very much impressing me. 7 and 6 on 300 ping. I just want to get that out there.
Wow, I did not even notice that. What a warrior.
That's impressive. No, for sure. And Ion was definitely going to be maybe not the MVP. I mean, it's very possible to see how their round turns out, but I strongly believe that Ion could be the MVP of this game and just the MVP of their team.
You're absolutely right. Ayanu looking stronger than ever this game, and Jake, unfortunately, not living up to how he did last game there, but it's still looking solid for the Crimsons. This is a scary moment for the Tempest because we saw Crimsons come back from that 9-3 curse there, and now they're already looking strong with 3 rounds out of the 7 that have been completed here. And so the Tempest really got to be wary of this because Crimson switch up and they stay strong, but now holding them off site, forcing the rotate for Crimsons, making their way over to B with the quick flank there, but we still see Ayano holding strong. But will that be enough to hold them off site there, all alone on B? And Rez getting aggressive as well, going out there, but Ayano finds the head, slowing them down, establishing a presence here on B sites. Getting aggressive, does some hefty damage to both Squire and Scrungle, but that's not going to be enough to find the picks there, allowing them to get that plant down. Agony finds one, but quickly goes down.
One enemy remaining.
Brownie finding trades as well there, all down to Squire. Unfortunately, not able to get the spike down on site. And now a 3v1 situation as well, just 1 or 2 shots away from death, but gonna find Tabernacus there. That's gonna be a big pick, but running out of time, had to make a play there. King quickly securing another round for the Tempests.
I feel like this is going to go a lot of back and forth, as we can already see just looking at the scoreboard. And I'm just curious as to see, because we have Rez's team over here. They're struggling with their eco just a tad bit, and so is King's team. So honestly, like I said, it could go one of both ways, and it's all of a matter of just seeing how it goes.
You're definitely right there. It's definitely a matter of where it goes for sure, but it's also a matter of whether Crimson can keep themselves up here and not give as many rounds. I mean, we did see them win those first 2 rounds there, but will they be able to find a couple more this first half, or will they fall back into that 9-3 curse? That is the question. But now mixing it up here, establishing a presence on B for once, decided it's time to split up from A. And here we see Scrungle getting a little aggressive here, waiting for those brim smokes set down by Tabernakis to play off. And that's very smart of them. You know, as we've said earlier, they've like to play A a lot here, and it leaves Tempest wondering right now whether they could just be playing slow on A here, or whether they could just be waiting for a ambush on B. But here we go here. We're seeing Jake get aggressive, and Rez getting aggressive as well. That's going to be a quick site push, site take by the Crimsons, giving them the lead here in a 4v3. Ayanu trying to get up there and try to bring them back in this race. Brownie as well, using that unfortunate boom bot. Not going out, but wow, King finding two there. Straight back into the game here. 2v2 situation. Finds the head of Rez there. Going for that spike defuse. Jake all alone though, and it looks like he's just going to allow the defuse there. Going for a save. I mean, we see their eco. We can't really blame him, but still goes for a risky swing there. Was that the right decision though? What do you think?
Let's see. Looking at their eco, I feel like it wasn't the best thing to just swing out. And I mean, it was good to get that kill. It screwed up their eco, just not by a whole ton. Brownie was still able to get that trade off, and it would have been better off if Jake saved instead of swinging that and getting a pick. It would have been more valuable to have a 2,900 credit gun rather than having like additional whatever a frag is. I think it's like 100. I don't know.
You know, I think it varies from round to round there, but I absolutely agree with you. You know, Cindy, you're mentioning how that 2,900 probably would have made much more of a difference than that pick he found there. And so unfortunate, but you know, in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking, you're not over-analyzing the exact situation you're in. So Jake decided to go for that pick there, and unfortunately went down because of it. But going into this round here, we're seeing aggressive plays by the Crimsons once again, going for a hefty B push there, but quickly getting shut down by Ayanu, finding two there. Now a 2v5 situation. They're just gonna have to slow down here and play for picks, but King finding another, leaving Scrungle all alone. Will he find a second? He does. What a performance by King, switching around his playstyle. We saw him at the bottom of the leaderboards last time, but this game, he's fighting for the top, fighting for that throne. And we're seeing another situation that we've seen last game, and that's 7-3.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be a 9-3. Maybe like an 8-4. Maybe, but that's just me. I want to talk about the cosmic divide that Squire put up. That went not in their favor, because it went from a 5v5, and then Squire put that wall down, then I think immediately almost went to a 5v2, which wasn't. I wouldn't use cosmic divide for pre-plan. I would use it for post-plan. That's just me.
You know, and it really just depends on the Astra in the end of the day. You know, for me personally, I like to play that pre-plant, but you know, like you said, it can be really strong on the post-plant as well there. But now we're seeing an aggressive play by Crimsons. They just want to show the Tempest that they can take B, but unfortunately, they're just not able to even find a pick there. 2, 3 go down to Ayanu. Can he get the ace? Ayanu is hungry this game, as we've seen 16-5 here, getting aggressive with the smoke push. Unfortunately, gonna just ignore Scrungle. What are we seeing here? Wow. Scrungle just was so focused on the game there. Didn't even realize Ayanu was there, but luckily Jake covering his back finds the pick, but still gonna lose that round, unfortunately. Now going on 8-3 here with the Tempests in the lead.
I've kind of gotten my eye more on King's team right now, just because Tabber did do quite a bit last game, whereas Brownie and Agony are just kind of, they're slipping. They're like slip, because they were on the top of the leaderboard. They're kind of slipping, which honestly, that's fine. Everyone has really, really bad games, but I'm just hoping to see them pick up the slack on attack, or just not how they're doing now. I don't want to be mean, but not how they're doing now.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right though, but I'll say it again. I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but the players, you know, have different strong suits, and that offense versus defense can really change how a player plays. But Brownie quickly finding a pick there on Jake, taking him out early in the ground here, giving them a 5-4 lead for the Tempests. And I mean, hopefully we're not seeing history repeat itself here. Hopefully the Crimsons can find this 4th round for themselves. Now slowing down, they still want to play this B, it's looking like, but they're just trying to fake the rotate, maybe play quieter, have the Tempests question themselves a little bit on whether they're on A or B site. King using his utility very wisely, though, forcing the teleport for Rez as well as Scrungle there, and a quick push on Showers. But what they don't know is that there's still 3 Tempests waiting for their arrival and quickly finding one, and now another by Brownie there. 4v2 situation, all down to Faded Squire here, going for once again another rotate. They know they don't have time here. 20 seconds left on the clock in a 2v4. No room for error there, and King finds one there, leaving Squire all alone. Can he get spiked down? Can he get his util down? Agony getting aggressive and finds his head. We're seeing another 9-3 curse here, but will we see Crimsons switch it up, going to defense here once again?
It was 9-3. Oh, I was wrong. It's fine. You know what? I had a little bit of faith. We got oh, Rez just initiated a timeout, and it looks like, I want to say it's more of a tech pause because Scrungle just said adios. But that was an interesting half just because of how everything was played. I didn't really see much push out, like, because usually on bind is what will happen is defense will typically try to like push out, trying to get like that additional what's it called, like that additional info, and it's nice not being able to see that for sure. Just looking at the scoreboard for right now, Ayano's 16-7 currently, and then we have Squire at 10-11. Having 2 Sentinels on attack seems like, I mean, it's kind of beneficial, but also in a way it's kind of not, just because of the I'm trying to remember. Just Sentinels literally have to, what's it called? Have to like hold down sight. I'm losing my brain for like a minute. That's really unfortunate. I want to say we have a little bit of a tech pause. Just to keep you guys updated, Scrungle did for a brief moment disconnect from the game, and Lotion also briefly disconnected from the game, and I'm just assuming that they'll come back. But we will see.
So what are we seeing here, Cindy? Did you say there's a few network errors going on?
Little bit. So I'm just talking about how the half went. How do you think it went?
Well, it was so interesting because we saw Crimson start off strong there and find those first 2 rounds, as well as even the third there after they lost the first. After they lost 3 more, they still brought it back and tied it back up there. We thought we were going to see a different first half from the Crimsons. I was thinking maybe 5-7, 4-8, maybe even a 6-6 game there, but no, we're back in the same spot we were in the first place here, and it's a 9-3 situation. I think that the Crimsons started to overthink there a little bit. They saw A site work for them, but they just wanted to continue to play A so badly there, and I think that just threw them off their groove, and it affected the overall performance of that first half there, allowing Tempests to find those 9 rounds and putting them back in a 9-3 situation.
It seems like our players reconnected a little bit of a network issue, but nothing a tech pause couldn't fix.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nothing he can't fix, but I'm glad to see this game continuing to move forward, and we'll see how Tempest do here on offense, though. Can they continue to keep their momentum high here, or will we see, like I said just a second ago, history repeat itself, or will the Crimsons be able to hold strong here on defense? We see Jake getting aggressive, going for a flank here, but a strong A push Tempest giving Crimsons a little taste of their own medicine with the heavy A push here, but will it work out for them? We're seeing Squire back off here, play retake, and we see a lot of times here, you know, we see that the Crimsons are really good at playing those retakes. And will it work out for them again here, though, or will the Tempests come out on top, getting that spike down in a 4, now 3v5 situation, finding picks after picks here. Crimson's just trying to hold their own in a 3v3. Starting to panic a little bit with Spike ticking faster in a 2v2. Jake finds the head here. Will we see a comeback from Jake? A return in a part 2 from the beloved entry fragger here. Tabernacle is getting pushed heavy. You know, we're seeing Scrumble have to go for the defuse, but not gonna have time there. With Grim, was this volley down? Yes, it was. Wow, now 10-3 for the Tempest. That's not what the Crimsons want to see. Wow, yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my god. I was so sure because Brownie was holding U-Haul like his life depended on it. Honestly, it kind of did, but in the long run, it was unfortunate because someone sat Brownie down, unfortunately. But Tabber really picked up the slack, putting that Molly down and getting the F out. Just being able to like secure that round 2, knowing full well his Molly is on that spike, giving him little to no shot, and getting that defuse.
But an aggressive and bold play there by Fade was just taking a wild shot in the dark there, hoping they were gonna be on B.
There's three on.
Unfortunately, they're not. They're playing A. And here where they go. Wow, Crimson's finding a pick early there, or sorry, Crimson's going down early there. And the Tempest could be looking strong on attack here. Getting that spike down. Scrungle brings down King, but Agony quickly returning fire there, bringing it back down. Ayanu getting those utils down. Ready just to find any tap and use it against them. Fade coming from the shadows, taking Tabernacles down. 2v3 situation. Crimsons aren't looking strong here. And quickly go down to Ayanu. It's just looking like they cannot do what they did last game, and that's you work as a team to have those retakes. It is a little more awkward on Bind, but what do you think, Cindy?
I'm thinking about that flank that just happened, because they were 3 on flank, and then Tabber was literally pinched. This poor guy. And I mean, I feel like Bind is the map to be flanking on and being like constantly rotating. Like it feels like a very small map, especially if it's not directly on site. It feels kind of like small and kind of like crushed. Hence why I think it's like good flanks. Cause like there's so many angles, bro.
There is.
Supposed to look.
Exactly.
And especially on A site, if you don't have that U-Haul control, you are going to not have a good time.
Well, what do you think that Crimsons are going to have to do here to bring themselves back in this race? There's not a lot more room for error for them.
It's little to no error, honestly. It seems like they have to be careful. They have to be really, really careful about these flanks, because these flanks are going to be absolute death for them. And let's hope that there are no flanks after this.
Yeah, we're seeing how Ayanu, all of them just play so aggressive on the Crimsons. They just cannot pick themselves back up here, unfortunately. 4-3, and wow, now a 5-3. But there goes Faye, just quickly bring King back down, putting the numbers back to where they were after that Sage res, getting that spike down. Ayanu getting aggressive. Jake is, and you know, we're gonna have to see the Tempests here, sorry, the Crimsons work together as a team and find trades here. They're putting themselves in such an awkward situation right now and just going down to 1v1 situations, but Fade finding Brownie and now evening it up. 3-3 there. Jake finds another. Will this be it? Will this be the momentum the Crimsons are looking for? Agony taking Fade down with her. And there they go. Jake and Scrungle. The chemistry is real. But that Molly lineup is just out of reach, and Jake could get it off. Your Tabernacle is not realizing that that Molly unfortunately didn't line up the way that he wanted it to, giving Crimson their first taste of momentum this half.
I mean, it was they have the momentum now. They have that positive mental. I'm just hoping that they can take it and just run with it. Because in the end, it's like it's you really have to like depend on not only your util and make good strats to win this game, especially because we're down like 8. We are down 8 rounds, Fridge. What to do?
Yeah,
our IGL's gonna pull up the slack, or I'm gonna have a fight to pick.
It is definitely not ideal to be down 8 rounds, but you know, we did see them come back from 9-3, but unfortunately it wasn't a strong start for them. But we're sort of seeing what looks like the same thing we saw in the first half there, and losing those first 2 rounds there, but will they bring it back? That's the question. Ayanu once again getting the spike down. I mean, we're seeing the Tempest just work so well to take spike early on and get that spike down, and that's really how you win games on attack here on Vine. Rez returning fire back and forth. Still 4v4. But there goes Rez going down to Tabernakis, and Jake going down to Agony. Squire taking Agony down along with him, though. A 2v3 situation. Crimson's leaving Squire all alone and just cannot get it off. I mean, wow. We're seeing just the Tempest play so strong as a team on offense right now.
I think this is definitely their map, and we're just here. We're just here for the ride. I'm totally fine with that. And at the same time, it's I mean, Tempest is doing fantastic, but Crimson is literally crawling. I feel like they're literally crawling at this point, and I feel kind of bad.
You know, I feel for the Crimsons indeed, though. It's never fun to be in these unfortunate situations where you know you have no more room for mistakes here. The next loss will be the end of it all for them. I mean, they did come back and win that round here, so we still are in that best of 3 situation, but they would still rather find that 2-0 undefeated lead. But right now it's not looking good for them, and wow, look at the Tempest execution on getting on site there. Trade after trade, they're always ready for that follow-up, which gives them that advantage towards getting on site. And now a 4v2 situation. Look at the aggression. Even the Sentinels, it's not just Brownie that's just getting on site there, but it's Ayanu, and wow, they're gonna secure that round there. Senny, what do you think went wrong from the start when it came to the Crimsons? Because we saw them start the game off strong there, but they just weren't able to pick themselves back up ever since they gave the Tempest just a little bit of taste of their momentum.
I mean, it very much could have been the fact that they didn't get in their own heads, but they did kind of just let the momentum be. They just really didn't keep it going. I mean, they could have gotten just a little cocky at the end. But then again, it is Bind, and Bind is a whole map. I mean, I have love-hate relationship with this map. I sincerely do.
You know, you're never loving it when you're losing, but you're never hating it when you're winning. But you know,
actually, literally.
Yeah, literally. But Cindy, you want to know what we did see is Ayanu, someone that was just sort of holding his own last game, actually makes such a strong presence, especially as a Sentinel. He wasn't afraid to get involved there. He wasn't afraid to push on site, knowing they just had one entry fragger, which was Brownie, who still played phenomenally well. But the fact that he had that duo, Ayanu, just ready to be right behind him and find those picks, I think really led the Tempest to victory this game.
I do want to add that Ayano went 10-20 last game, but for this game, they decided to go 21-9. They really decided to pop off. I think Killjoy on just a Bind is definitely their map, because with the Sentinel being so aggressive and still able to be the Sentinel that their team needs, is one of the strongest players and like one of the strongest like play styles just ever.
And I honestly love
right. that.
Well, you know what, Cindy? I think these players are taking a 5-minute break, and I'm excited to see how this last third and final game goes. But I think let's go ahead and just hop on break with them here, recuperate everything that just happened so far. And guys, we will be right back for the third game here very shortly.
Alrighty, howdy, hi, welcome back. We're going into our last map, our final map, the one that decides it all. Pearl. I love Pearl and hate Pearl at the same time. Honestly, love-hate relationship, but that's okay because we're just gonna look through all like the agents here today. Oh yeah, totally forgot about Fridge. Fridge, love you, man.
It is all good. You're killing it. I'm just gonna let you roll right now. Okay.
Oh my god, what a homie. Okay. So here we've got. Oh my god, we have Jake on Sentinel. We have that's. Let me rephrase that. We have Jake on Killjoy. It's crazy. We're not gonna see him on Chamber, and I'm kind of hoping we are going to see a Chamber on Pearl, just because of this tour de force with B Long. But at the same time, I could go without it. I could go a game without seeing Chamber, just a little bit. And it seems like we already have Lotion, Rez, and Jake already locked in, with everyone else just hovering. They're finalizing it almost. Lotion just going fade. I think they've gone fade the past, yeah. Just full on fade main. Hardcore fade main. Love you, Lotion. Great man. Jake is going Killjoy. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, you know, it is sort of similar to Chamber in the sense, but, you know, I do think Killjoy is a lot stronger here on Pearl, and that could be the reasoning for it. Squire making the last minute decision there to bring back Astra once again, which, you know, out of all the games I've seen here on Pearl, it seems like Astra is just such a key player and such a necessity for teams when it comes to Pearl. I mean, it's sort of awkward playing that A site, but she can really lock down it's awkward for her on B site, but she can really lock down that A site with her smokes, with her stuns when they run in. And I think we're going to see a lot of that from Squire, as well as Tabernac is bringing Astra back from the grave here in the third game.
I'm rooting for Tempest, but here's why. Because of Tabber. Tabber is a god with controllers, and I love him so much for it because I have not seen a good controller in a good fat minute. And rooting for him because I'm like number one Tabber fan. I'm gonna put that on my head. Put that on my headstone. Anyway,
well,
we're gonna talk about the stats from last. You know what, Fridge? I'm gonna cut you off.
That's all good. You go for it. I would love to hear the stats. That's all good. I would love to hear the stats.
So, First Bloods last game, Rez got 3. Rez got 3 First Bloods. And then Ayano got 3 First Blood as well. You don't see Jake, Scrungle, or Brownie or Agni just on that. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. You know, a lot
everyone's doing their part. No, everyone's doing their part for sure.
Yeah, and we're seeing once again a slow push here, though. We're seeing a lot of default on attack. This time, Crimson's starting on defense, though. So we'll see how that goes, and whether that's a game changer for the Crimsons. You know, we always saw Tempest with the 9-3 lead going into the second half. Will we see it the other way around here? Will it be the Crimsons on defense, but King gonna find a strong pick there, forcing some to question what's going on here, but it's gonna look like a strong A push for the Tempests here, going for spike down on A, and what a play there by King on the flank, able to find 2 and still continue to work the flank. Fade returning the fire though. Tempest, they had to spike down, but that's not going to be enough because Fade is coming in clutch here with the 3K so far. Will they be getting the spike defused here? They indeed are, and wow, just straight through the smoke. The game sense by Jake there as well. Just, you know, just to rub it in their face a little bit more. Yeah, we took it back. You guys thought you had the lead. You guys thought you had spike down and you thought you had it secured, but no, you don't. And let's go ahead and take Jake down, or sorry, King down with it.
This is like the map for defense, just because of how they're able to like play. They're just so, especially this mid. What is this mid situation we've got going on here? It's actually ridiculous, but also it's easier could be a little harder for defense. But Also, honestly, like you said past before, it depends on the team because it could go one of two ways. Oh no, Jake's going down.
Jake, wow, look at the return by the Marshall. And what? Just a way to hold and lock down sight by the Crimsons, leaving Tabernakis, the one-man army we've seen in the past, all alone. But Scrungle said, no, thank you. We have the Spectres this game. No more. This is going no further. We want our bonus.
Scrungle really, oh my god, really picked up that slack. And like I said, because honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, for defense, it can definitely go one of two ways. I'm trying to think. Because especially with this art situation we've got going here, and like, I don't know, mid is just a whole disaster. It could be easier for defense because attack just has so many things to clear. And you have one Sentinel on attack right now. That's going to be hard.
This is definitely going to be hard, but I think, you know, although there is like all of these tough spots for the Tempest to have to take over here, there's also just a lot of angles that they are able to take to make those pushes. I mean, depending on how these teams are lined up on defense, it's really a 4 to 5v1 situation for each and every angle they play, and I think that the Tempest are going to realize here soon that they're going to have to play more aggressive when it comes to getting on site here. Tabernakis trying to make a way for the first plant here from his part, all alone with just Neon in a 4v2 situation, but pinned down right now. Brownie just trying to find one, try to just give them a reason to put the plant down, but that's just not going to work out. Tabernakis as well just knew he had to make a play there, but Scrungle quickly shutting it down.
Scrungle is going to be not only the maybe not the MVP of the game, but maybe the MVP of just their team in general. Because here's how I see, because two MVPs differently. There's team and match MVP. And match MVP has the best KD in the entire lobby. Team MVP had the best KD on your team. But there's another MVP. It's like the one, kind of like the playmaker, the person who kind of just goes for it. Because there is the IGL who makes play calls, and then there's the playmaker who goes for it. And I feel like Scrungle's going to be our playmaker right now.
You're absolutely right. A lot of people focus on who's fragging, but they forget about the people who are initiating these plays and creating something out of nothing. And like you said, Scrungle could be just that, exactly what the Crimsons are going to be working with here. But now we're seeing just once again another default play by the Tempests here on attack. Crimson's looking strong with a 3-0 lead so far on defense. This could just be a whole new game that we're witnessing because, you know, we saw Crimson's on attack first half on both rounds here, or both games, sorry. And now with this defense, this could really throw off the Tempest. But we're about to see right now King playing just hefty flanks since the first round there. Just hoping to find picks there in the first round. It did work out for him, but they just weren't able to secure and end the round in time. But it's looking aggressive by Ayano using his cages to his advantage. Rez finding a pick there, knocking Brownie right off sight. In the Tempest, although they're getting on site, it's just not enough for them to get the spike down ever. Because wow, I mean, it's just the Crimsons. They know right now. They know that they're not seeing the Tempest fake, is what I'm noticing here. But what about you, Cindy? What are you noticing so far in this situation?
They're not really leaving any room for error. They're not letting themselves screw up, especially Rez's team. They're really going for it. Whereas King's team is, there's a little room for error. But then again, I feel like defense on Portal is going to be like the easiest thing, just because of how this map is built.
Oh wow. Talk about a voice crack there, but wow.
We don't have to talk about what just happened.
We will just move on from that. Let's just talk about what's going on in this game right now. Brownie getting aggressive, finding the first pick of this round, the first blood there, finding second. This could be what Tempest has been looking for. You see see Scrungle and Rez on the quick rotate over there, hoping to sandwich them, but will that be enough for the retake? Jake just needs to wait up for his team to make it over there, and then they just need to find these trades here, hopefully 1 to 2 per person. Rez, like I said, still here with Scrungle. Fortunately gonna have to break that trip, giving Tabernacle the heads up there, but they don't know he's there. They find Ayanu, and then they continue to find Tabernacle, bringing them straight back into this game here. Will Crimsons be able to hold off? There they go. Scrungle all down to him. Just 1 HP and a dream here, though. Finds Brownie, using his nade to his advantage. Wow! What a comeback from Scrungle. What a play, but can he get the spike defused? And he will. Wow, we thought
that was barely there.
Wow, what a play. I mean, we thought that Tempest were going to find their first round there, but Scrungle just does not want to give them even one.
Oh my god, especially just like Scrungle is definitely just pulling it up because I mean, Scrungle has done fairly well. Scrungle has been fragging. Scrungle has been able to get just the information that their team needs, and still also able to frag as well. And that's an amazing part. And now, cause now here's where it's kind of defeated. Rez's team is up 5, whereas King's team is down really bad. So they have to get as many picks as they can. They have to get that spike down to get creds and try to win rounds.
Well, and Cindy, what are you thinking here? Are you thinking we see another 9-3 situation? Or are we going to see just Crimsons absolutely dominate on Pearl this time around?
I think they're going to absolutely dominate this time around, I'm going to be honest, just because the first game was 7-0.
You're absolutely right.
If they get above 8, if they get above that 8-round lead, no shot that they're gonna come back from that. Especially because they're all going to Scrungle. Hold on,
wait, there they go, getting on site. Scrungle still just playing slow. I mean, we're seeing this over and over again. The Tempest will get on site here. Will this be another different round, or will Scrungle pop off once again? No, getting picked off quickly by Agony. Now playing KO instead of Sage there. All down to Fade. This is looking very promising for the Tempests. Fade slowly lurking, not knowing Ayanu is going to be just right there waiting for the trip. Has to make a play, though. Finds the head. That's 3. And not able to find the 4th, though. Brownie cutting it off, giving the Tempest their first round of the half.
That was, I mean, was that a mid-push?
It was a mid-push, or sort of a variety. It was sort of a variety, yeah. It was sort of a variety. Yeah. We saw a couple down long B, but we did see Calm throw them off their groove there from mid.
Hopefully they don't lose too much of their momentum, just because I want to see how this is going, because Scrungle is doing amazing, but Lotion is silently top fragging. Lotion is 8-2 right now.
Well, you're absolutely right, 8-2. We're seeing Faye just slowly, first round being at the bottom, second game being in the middle, and now this game being at the top. We can definitely tell that this guy is warmed up at this rate, but now a 4v3. KO unfortunately not getting, Agony not able to get res there, giving the Crimsons the advantage in a 4v3. We continue to see Tempest getting that spike down, but we continue to just not be able to see them hold off long enough here, and Tempest are continuing to hold them off. But is that enough? Brownie coming from out of nowhere. Brownie representing Tempest. They're giving them their second round back to back. That's exactly what the Tempest need here. But, you know, from game to game, we see both teams just such strong on defense. So now, City, what are you thinking? Do you change your mind on whether this is going to be a dominant match here for the Crimsons, or are we seeing another 9-3?
It could be another 9-3, but at the same time, I'm thinking maybe an 8-4, just because of how aggressive both teams are being. Like, both teams, once again, this is a scrim. Just to remind everyone, this is a scrim. They belong to the same organization, different rosters. They're both very strong. Very strong players, And they, as we can see now, because usually the game, because best of threes is just who gets to 2 games faster, but they really take best of threes to another level. I feel like this game's gonna be really close, just because, like you said, both teams are very strong.
Yeah, both very strong. They both know how each other play, and I think some serious conversations are going to be had after this game about what needs to be worked on offense here from both teams, because we're seeing such a strong-sided defense, but just the offense just has some holes in it, and just it's unfortunate for both teams because it looks like they're always able to get that spike down, but unfortunately struggle to hold on to it. Scrungle cannot pick a target there, though. And, you know, I was just talking about how they struggle on offense here, but Tempest bringing it right back. Will they fix the curse? Will they fix and change history and rewrite it to where it's not 9-3 the first half?
8-4. I'm telling you, 8-4 or maybe 6-6. That's where my money is on. But it seems like I promise I have an intuition fridge. I promise. I'm so smart.
I'm going to trust you. You were thinking it was going to be a dominant match here, but now you're saying maybe a 6-6. So what has you thinking that now?
The momentum bet, just because like it literally depends on the momentum. Because King's team really pulled the momentum just out of thin air. And it seems like Rez's team they're not losing their momentum completely, but they're slowing down just a little bit. Which I mean, I don't know if they want to lose, but if they want to win, they got to bring that momentum back.
You're absolutely right there. I mean, what we are seeing, just slow picks from both sides. Fade going down early, King going down early as well. So still an even playing field. But Scrungle looks like he's waiting for some sort of push, some sort of flank here. Agony getting aggressive as well, but finds Scrungle before Scrungle can find his head. Agony, for a second, looked like he was about to knife his own teammate there. Don't really know what was going on, but let's go ahead and see what's going on with Brownie. Looks like they're all just slowly waiting. I mean, it is a save round here for the Crimsons. They are going to have to give up 1 round here, so that 8-4 call out you made could just be it. But Rez, the one with the Vandal, just absolutely maximizes the use of it there, and it's able to find 2 with just his ult there, giving him full HP now. But the spike is now ticking faster. They don't have time to wait or play time here. And unfortunately, Jake goes down trying to tap the spike there. Rez not going to have enough time as well. And now 5-4, we're finally seeing a different outcome here for the first half.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer, I'm telling you. But I also think I'm strongly leaning towards 6-6 right now. Because I think that Rez's team has 1 more round in them. Like 1 more round to win in them. And then King's team just will dominate it. Like, that's just my opinion. But then again, we have a crap ton of ultis here. We have, I forgot what Neon's ultimate was called. But we have Neon's ultimate, we have Neutral Theft, and we have Cosmic Divide. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
You're good. You're good. I absolutely respect that. They are looking strong. The Tempests not only have momentum here, but their ultimates are all just about ready to go here, except for Agony's. But that doesn't just knock out the Crimsons out of the picture quite yet, because you got to think, last round they were on a save there, and this time they're on a buy, and they were able to find 1 early, but unfortunately Scrungle going down as well, and still a 4v4 situation. But no, wow, Agony popping off once again. This second game, she decided to bring herself back, and here he is, popping off once again. Cindy, what do you think we're seeing here? You think that the Tempests are going to continue to keep their momentum here, or are they going to fall? Are they going to get Crimsons that leverage?
Jake got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, absolutely did here. And wow, I mean, what we thought was going to look like just a total block out by the Tempests, or by the Crimson, sorry. It's now, unfortunately, back to a very 50-50 game here. Tempest just securing kill after kill there. straight back to a tie game. This is what we love to see. You know, what we thought was normally just a weak point for the teams here. Tempest are out here showing that they can actually be very, very strong on offense. So we love to see that.
Definitely interesting. Now we're in a timeout here, and it seems like let's check up on our players real quick. We've got Rez at 10-7 right now, and we've got Brownie at 12-7 right now for their KD. And it looks like we're seeing Brownie and Agony once again at the top of the leaderboard, but not playing their usual Sage and Raze duo over here. They look like they're running Neon and KO, which honestly could be very strong in terms of being able to get info and being able to just make space and just be able to keep that. But as for Rez over here, I think Rez is doing a little more work than they originally wanted. But that's like, I think he's fine with it. Let's hope he's fine with it, because he is IGL. So he has to be okay with things he doesn't want to be okay with.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have seen Brownie strong and so consistent compared to the rest from these last 3 games.
For sure.
Always just sitting at the top of the leaderboard, whether he's first or whether he's second, and he's definitely doing his job as an entry fragger as well. He's not just finding frags, but he's creating space, and that's exactly what's needed. But here we see Rez getting aggressive up top, trying to just find one, but Brownie, there he is again, just enters flawlessly, finding 2, and now getting on site here. Neon is such a great character on Pearl with just how large the map is. It allows these flanks, it allows site to just be taken over before anyone on defense can even react or get over there. And we're seeing Jake neck and neck here, finds Agony, finds King as well there. Now has a Vandal in his hands. This could be deadly. You know, Jake, we've seen him pop off in the first game here. Will he pop off again in this 3v3 situation? Going down, though, to Brownie as well as Ayanu finding Fade there. 1v3, it down to Squire once again. It's always down to the Astromane. Finds one, though, but just a Stinger and a Dream. This is going to be tough for Squire to come out on top, knowing he has to make a play now. There's no time to go pick up a gun there, and he's gonna, unfortunately, perish because of it. Brownie dropping for that round. Insane gameplay we've seen from him today overall.
For sure. I mean, I enjoy watching Brownie play just because Brownie's able to pull the weirdest shit out of just nowhere, and it works. And I don't know why it works, and I don't like that it works, but it works. But it's fine. I'm complaining a little bit, but you know what? Don't tell anyone. It looks like for the ultimates that we have up, we have Overdrive, we have Null Command, and we have Rolling Thunder on King's team, and then we just have Divide for Rez's team.
Well, you're right. The ults are starting to slowly even out here. But Brownie, wow, 17-7, the only one in the double digits. And look at this aggressive play by Brownie. This guy is not scared of anything. He loves to find that first blood. And look at him just pop off, leading Tempests to the advantage here. I think as soon as Brownie got himself figured out, that was key for the Tempest coming back here on offense. And I just love to watch him just absolutely dominate with Arena. Down goes Scrungle to Agony, KO trade, and wow, here we go. Looks like the Astral Wall is going to give them just as much advantage as well here. And look at that, not a single Tempest going down in the final round of the first half here. Brownie just enters like no other. I mean, this guy fears nothing. He stares it in the face and controls the playing field. And I feel like, you know, Cindy, I feel like that is exactly why we saw Tempest succeed in the first half. You know, mixing it up from struggle on defense there to now advantage on defense to now seeing a team struggle on defense. But what do you think?
I definitely had a feeling. Oh, my back hurts. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay. Still, we're back in it. It seems like King's team got that momentum like halfway through the half, and they were able to just take it and run. And that's like the best thing you can do to get momentum after you've been on like a losing streak, whether it be round or game wise. That was so clean. Hold on. I'm mesmerized by how clean that was.
You know, aren't we all mesmerized just by how these teams play together? But now we're seeing Crimson go for a strong first round push on B. But slowing down, I don't know what has them slowing down here. I mean, they did have those smokes. But, you know, I feel like in these first rounds, you just got to take advantage of the numbers. In these pistol rounds, that's so important. You just got to rush through that util sometimes because... You know you're going to have the numbers on that site. You know there's not going to be a 5-stack. At least we hope there's not going to be a 5-stack on a site there. But, you know, Crimson's just getting in their own heads here, slowing down, waiting and playing slow. But fortunately for them, there's going to be no rotates made by the Tempest there. Crimson's quickly finding a pick there. Rez, time to return the fire on Brownie. Will he now lead the Crimsons to the lead here? Now a 4v5 situation. Agony goes down to Jake there. Jake coming back up from the trenches. Rez going down, though. We're seeing a lot of trades here, but look at that. The Crimson starting off strong compared to the other game. We're seeing a lot of back-to-back action now.
I like saying this just because both teams aren't, like I said last game, they're not giving up, and they're just keeping either the same momentum or even more possibly, just because we're gonna look at the stats just really quickly, because it went from a 13-11 game to a 13-4 game, and now this game is really iffy because for the last 2 games you could kind of get tell about who's gonna win, but this game you can't really tell who's gonna win.
You're absolutely right.
It's a hit or miss.
It really is, and we're seeing a lot of back and forth. What we thought was going to be the Crimsons just establishing their dominance all over Tempest here completely took a 180, but here they are, Crimsons quickly finding 2 there and getting on site. Perhaps just attacking is the specialty for the overall team on Pearl, because look, it just, you know, I mean, fortunately enough for Crimsons here, obviously, that they're finding their groove on offense early here. Unfortunately for Tempest, that wasn't the case. But if Crimsons can keep this up and keep their momentum and morale high here on offense, this could just be looking like a second 180 for the entire game so far. Brownie all alone with a classic and a dream. Not a lot of time left here, just hopefully able to affect some eco there. Finds the dink, but can't find the pick on Fade.
Bomb grenade out.
It seems like they didn't buy that round, did they? No, they didn't, because they're able to somewhat buy. Let's see. Yeah, King is able to somewhat fully buy, but they are going to struggle just a tad bit for the next round. But oh, are we getting? Oh, cute! We're getting a close up of the cute little comics. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, they're like player cards. Hold on, they're player cards. I love that. I love that so much.
Perhaps a future NFT? Riot Games?
Riot? I mean, credit us?
Perhaps they're up to something. But now what we're seeing here is a tied game, 7-7, 4-5. The Crimsons going down, losing a player early on this game. Rez, such a key player for getting on site, is going to go down early, and that's not what they like to see here. But they're going to try to go ahead and make a move without him. Now a 4v5. We're seeing early rotates come from Agony on the other team here, but will they continue to commit to A? Fade going all in here. They're putting all their marbles in one basket. They know that there's not much of an option with Rez going down. Fungo going down to Ayanu there as a Cypher as well. We love to see our Cyphers come back into the pro scene. Agony tries to find another, a 2v4, leaving Squire all alone, and not much he can do there in that situation. Getting bombarded by the Tempest there in that 4v1.
Yeah, King almost threw there. I want to see King almost did it because he was just spraying and praying through the smoke and just hoping that his shots would land. And then most of them did land. It just simply, is that this, wait, hold on, wait. Was that the Spike Rush? Is that like an actual vending machine of like Spike Rush sodas? I love that. Wait, can we actually get that a thing? Wait, is he going back? Is he wait, Fridge, look at this. Like actual Spike Rush sodas.
Wow, look at that. The potential NFTs Riot Games have.
Oh my god, please, that's so funny. I can't, hold on. This game is just me screaming about all the little Easter eggs. I didn't notice this. Wait, I love that. Oh my god. I love Khazix, I love you. Oh my god.
Nothing better than some Easter eggs in a game. We love to see that. I mean, Spike Rush, that's honestly genius. Riot Games, maybe start creating some collectibles for all those huge Valorant fans out there. But here goes Rez getting on site, finding a pick there. Looks like he almost met the head of Squire there, but just not quite. Fortunate, using her divide. I don't know if that's the, or sorry, we're seeing actually, Squire use her divide here for the Crimsons, and that's going to be a huge wall there, allowing them just to completely take sight with no struggle at all there. And look at, we see Struggle being patient, but cannot find Ayanu, goes down. 3v2, they still have the numbers, but that Astra Smoke could be detrimental. And there goes Jake finding that headshot. Does some hefty damage there to Tabber, but will that be enough? Tabber has to play careful here now. Doesn't know about the flake from Fade and quickly goes down once again. Wow, we're seeing back-to-back games here, tied 8-8.
Like I said, Fridge, it's the momentum. The momentum's gonna screw us all over just because they aren't giving up. They aren't giving up, they aren't standing down, which honestly, play. We love that. But like, it's like, someone win. Like, someone has to, because like, I think right now, it's just, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of defense win, then attack win, and defense win, then attack win, and then just until we get into that overtime. So we really need someone to pull a random ass play and win. Brownie might be their guy.
Well, you're absolutely right there, but wow, speaking of slaying, Fade is such a queen for that, knocking 2 down right off the rip there, giving the Crimson such an advantage in the first couple seconds of the round. Now a 5v3 situation. What is going to go down, though? Looking like an ult here by Killjoy.
Ching, stop it right now. Ching.
Wow.
The absolute crap out of me in your pillow. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I saw that. King getting aggressive with the frenzy by, I mean, he has no choice there. If he wants to go up against those Vandals and those Phantoms, he's going to have to use that frenzy to his advantage. But now a 4v2 situation with Crimson. Still not able to get that spike down on site. Finally making a play for it. Watching out for Ayanu coming up from heaven. Can he find a head with the Sheriff? No, he cannot. Scrungle knocking him down before he even gets the chance there. King pops out, is able to find a second, find all the kills for that round against the Crimsons, but unfortunately is quickly slain, and his reign is brought to an end. Now 9-8, seeing Crimsons in the lead.
Yeah, it seems like Rez definitely has to take the momentum with his team and just go with it. Because at this rate, I'm assuming I'm gonna see 9-9 after this round. And I'm just like, I'm baffled. That's the best word that's the best word I can come. Is that a brain? Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Because Khazix over here is giving me like a whole like a slideshow.
Well, you're absolutely right, and like we said earlier, the Easter eggs are great, and I feel like the art is sometimes just undervalued for Riot Games. And, people don't often fly outside the map, though, so no wonder that caught you so off guard. It slightly baffled me as well, if we're on that topic. But now a 5v5 situation, we're seeing Fade maybe go up for a lurk here, maybe find a pick. Looks like they're finally rocking default here by the Crimsons. I mean, the aggressive plays here have been working out for them, but they're definitely, I can tell they're trying to throw the Tempest off course there with the default, but not going to work out for Fade going down there. Rez backing off with Jake. Not ready to commit to a site quite yet. Scrungle going for flashes as well. You're just trying to establish a presence on both sites. To have Tempest questioning whether they're going to push or whether they're just going for picks here, waiting for that perfect second to catch them off guard. But Brownie finding a second one. This is not looking good for the Crimsons. The numbers that they normally like to have on offense are now slowly weaning down to just a 3v4 situation. Jake, unfortunately, going to get caught off guard by Brownie. Look at the game sense there. Look at Brownie just move her way around the map. They're able to find picks, not just on offense, but now on defense as well. And that's why Neon is just such a vital player when it comes to Pearl.
Honestly, yeah, because I feel like Pearl is a little bit of a bigger map, especially compared to Haven. It's not as big, but it's definitely there. And having an agent that can just do that quick rotate and do like a quick flank, kind of like Neon, it's definitely valuable because you're able to get information, get ahead of your team just a little bit faster, and just be able to clear things so that your team doesn't, oh my god, is that a room? Sorry, so your team doesn't have to like worry too much about it.
Sydney, I love how memorized you are, literally everything on this map, and I can definitely appreciate your appreciation for Riot Games adding these little cool features in their map here. But now let's go ahead and see.
My brain is like ADHD, I swear to God.
It's all good here, but let's see what's going on this next round. Rez hopefully trying to find a pick there with the flash, but just not able to find the head. Leaning out there, King getting aggressive, gonna make a run through the smoke there, but that's a bold play for King, just spraying through the wall. I mean, they know, you know, Fade and Rez know where to aim there. Unfortunately, not the same way for King, and going down to Rez because of it. 4v2, Crimson's finally getting the leverage back after losing that last round there, and Jake quickly sniping Tabernakis with his Vandal, knocking him down to a 4v1, all up to Ayanu. Cypher, no util left, had just a Phantom and a Dream here. But if you can find a pick and use that ultimate, this could be everything. Finds the head there. Looks like he's going to save his ultimate for another round there. Wow, look at that. That's going to be perfect for him. A 1v2. Perfect time to use that ult. Is going to find Jake and is also going to find out Fade is directly to his right here. But he's going to have to play slow because, unfortunately, the ultimate will let him know where they're at, though. But just after just a couple seconds, they could be anywhere. Getting scouted out by the turret and quickly going down to Jake is going to be unfortunate for Fate. Or for Ayanu. Sorry, for Ayanu.
That crossfire. That was beautiful because especially in post-plan situations, I think people forget, like, your goal. Oh my god, that's like a beautiful place to like have a date. Oh my god, sorry. Like, it's because like people forget for post-plant that it's really important to just watch the spike. It's important to be able to just make sure that spike goes off because that's going to ensure you the round. And it's like, oh my god, it's a cafe. Oh my god, Khazix is screaming. Anyway, and it seems like our center gets like a pick off immediately off Brownie, their top frag. Unfortunate, surely, but King is able to get that Phoenix ult down immediately. Stronghold already on site planning, waiting for his team to just come up and swarm him, whereas Ayano is coming from their spawn, but Rez seems to know exactly where Ayano is right now. And unfortunately, Ayano is blinded just a couple of times. And Agony, Rez takes one down, Agony takes another down, Tabber takes Rez down. That was absolutely beautiful. That was honestly insane. So much happened in like a form of like a couple seconds. And it seems like Jake has mollies on this post plan. It's gonna make it a little hard for Agony to get that defuse down, but there's no more mollies on that. But we also have this pull right here. That pull was beautifully timed. It was so Squire pulled Agony off, and then Jake was unfortunately picked off. But Squire was able to get that refrag. That was an eventful. Oh my god, that was an eventful round. Oh my goodness, Fridge. It was insane.
Well, it was definitely insane, and that's what we've seen a lot of between these two teams. And you know, like I said earlier,
can you see that? Wait. Oh my god, it's so cute.
Wow.
Oh, they're playing soccer. Oh my god, that's adorable. That's a fucking piece of goalie. Sorry.
Such adorable by Riot Games, but I'll tell you what's not going to be adorable, and that's the fact that Crimsons are going to be so aggressive here on A, and it's about to be a slaughterhouse. Look at King using his Aftershock to his advantage, holding them off and slowing them down just enough for the team to rotate there, but unfortunately, they're going to have to back out of that Killjoy ultimate. and that's not going to look good because this has allowed Crimsons to get that spike down here, finding trades after trades over and over again, and now a 2v1 Rez and Squire against Tabernakis. It's not looking like Agony's gonna get picked up here. Tabernakis just can't give away his position. Spike is not down though. He has that one advantage here, and it's the fact that he doesn't have to wait, or he just has to wait for a play there. But unfortunately, Rez gonna find the head there, and now giving him 12-9, ending it at match point here.
I feel like Khazix is just gonna show me something else random. We're just, oh my god, we're going on a walk, Rich. Look at us.
Wow, this is so romantic.
Oh my god, I love Khazix. I love you so much. You're showing us all the cool shit. Oh my god. Anyway, so it's 12-9 right now. We've got one ultimate up. Rez is really taking this, especially the momentum by the hands, really not giving this up. Unfortunately for King's team, this is gonna be something that's gonna be their downfall.
Well, it was quite the view that we are left out on there. But, you know, it's a view that Tempest might not get to enjoy if they lose this next round here. Rez baiting out a trip there with his ult at 5v5. Looks like they're going to go back to default for the Crimsons. And we're seeing such a strong and such a flip of scripts here for the Crimsons on when it comes to playing on attacking. But will that be enough? Rez and Squire, look at the entry, look at the chemistry between the two there. Able to find Breach early on there. King going down. Brownie, wow, 23-14. Still strong player, but it's still looking rough for the Tempest. And the end of the day here, Rez 22-15 as well. We're seeing both such strong entry fraggers compete against each other for the throne, but this is not looking good for Tempest. Tabernakis finds one. Can he just shoot and let loose here? Finds two. That could be enough to hold them off long enough here in a 3v3. Crimson's now getting spiked down. Ayano just waiting for his moment to pop out and find a pick there. Will he be able to, though? That's the question. Rungle holding an angle here against Agony. Agony finds the pick. It's a 2v3. Things are getting heated. There's no room for error here, and with Tempest, and it's a 3v1. But this is going to be difficult because Squire has that util down, and that's going to hold them off. Finds Brownie. That's a huge vital pick there. Can she find another, though? No, she cannot. That was way too close for comfort when it comes to the Tempest.
That was, I mean, I saw the play. Wait, Khazix, what do we, hold on, wait. Okay, I'm just gonna talk where Khazix shows us something cool. So what I noticed is that Squire definitely tried to play that post plan, and I saw that it was absolutely beautiful. It was a play. But unfortunately, because they had to run through mid and run around, that was definitely something that did not really help their case. Just because Agony was able, oh my god, there's candles! I'm screaming! Wait, there are candles and there's a little jet figurine. Oh my god, sorry. There's like all Easter eggs and Khazix knows all of it. Oh my god, I'm getting spoiled. I'm getting spoiled right now.
Well, that is definitely one thing Riot Games likes to do when it comes to Easter eggs. They just spoil us, but want to know who's not getting spoiled right now? That's the Tempest. In fact, they are far from it because they are down 2 rounds here, and just one mix-up, one misstep here could be the end here, giving Crimsons the overall W. So they're going to have to play safe here in a now 5v5. Scrungle establishing presence once again here on A. We're seeing them play default normally, and it looks like they're trying to play off that mental push as well, but this time they're coming in strong here, detecting Ayano. He's got to be careful of the wallbang. Agony finds 2 though, could slow them down. Trades again. 2v4 situation looking rough. Ayano just trying to find Fate's head there, leaving Rez all alone, and unfortunately not going to be able to come out on top. Not quite the end just yet.
I feel like this is going to go into overtime just because of how aggressive both teams are being. Are we looking at poster boards and comics now? Oh my god. Oh wait, Fred, you're going to watch this with me? Because screw stats for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and enjoy this view.
It's that manga? They have Valorant manga? Dude. I'm geeking the fuck out. That's the Valorant Go collection. That's the Valorant Go collection, Bridge.
Wow.
It's so crazy.
That's crazy. It's such just everything we're all witnessing for the first time here. Quite the experience. Well, what do you think we're looking at here, Cindy? Because it's 12-11. Crimsons are just getting aggressive here once again, but using a lot of their ult.
It's going to be a util dump. It's going to be a util dump on this site specifically, and I feel like if they can't get this site with Killjoy ult, they are going to have to go deep, which is highly likely because Struggle is putting that spike down. But unfortunately, it's taken out.
And wow, there goes Scrungle going down early, but they do have the spike down, giving Crimsons an advantage here. They just have to hold off. And 4v5, they're going to be able to find two there. Brownie getting a trade before she goes down. But wow, look at Fade. She just wants to end the game. She said, how about no to overtime? And that is going to be an overall dub for the Crimsons.
Honestly, beautiful. Crimson got that dub, and they earned it too, because both teams did phenomenal. Both teams were amazing just in the long run, just because like they were able to grab that momentum, which is really, really important. But another aspect of it was how they were able to play together. Because you can, as you see throughout the scoreboards and all of our stats and stuff, it was like little bit of an even amount. Because it's like, I mean, some did shine above than the rest. I would say our MVPs would probably have to be Brownie, because Brownie did do quite a bit, but at the end, I think Rez really picked up some slack after being towards the bottom for so long. That was absolutely, I enjoyed watching that 100%. Now, what do you think about the games? Because I think I've said all that I've wanted to say.
Well, it definitely has been a battle, and both teams have fought their heart out in this scrim. But going into the last game here, during the first half, of course, Brownie just popping off, you know, establishing his dominance all over the Tempests, the Crimsons, and he continued to do so. But as a Neon, there's only so much you can do on offense compared to defense. Yeah. And you know, he obviously did his job phenomenally well as Neon on that offense. But when it comes to defense, there's only, like I said, so much he can do. He can only find so much picks, but it's so much of a team game there that when it comes to defense, it's all about communicating. And I think they just were slowly lacking that in the last game.
I mean, yeah, especially just because like you can only rely on your duelists so much, because a lot of that you have to rely quite a bit on your initiators, because they're getting you information. You have to rely on your controllers because they're giving you sight. They're like smoking off for you, and your sentinels are just either holding sight or holding back that flank and watching behind you. Whereas your duelists, you rely on your duelists to go make space, because then again, that is also important. And it's really hard just putting all your faith and just all your trust into one duelist. Which is honestly, it's also you can also break fairly quick under that pressure. But those were absolutely beautiful games from two of our rosters. That was, I love that.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, these teams are definitely going to be having quite the long discussion at the end of this, because, you know, we saw such a strong suit on defense, but they're definitely going to have to work on that offense. And so I think we're going to see, you know, a lot of that when it comes to the next time these phenomenal players go against each other. But I can't wait to see how much they improve until the next time. Cindy, do you have anything else to add to this game?
I don't, but I definitely would love to see these teams more. It's beautiful.
You're absolutely right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the scrim against the Tempests and the Crimsons. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I loved watching these phenomenal players. It's been Fridge. It's been Cindy. It's been a pleasure.
GG. It's been a pleasure casting with you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure casting. GG, guys. I hope to see you all in the next one.
Adios.